401k plan is essentially a type of retirement program that organizations, large and small, offer to their employees as a part of their benefits packet. And the 401k plan allows those employees to contribute on a tax advantage basis, often accompanied by a match from the employer. And those contributions go into the plan, they get invested into a set lineup of funds, and those earnings, hopefully earnings, on those funds then grow tax deferred until you pull the money out at retirement. But I have no idea how much you're supposed to save because it's an individual circumstances decision. It depends on where you live, what your family situation is, what your interests are, what your lifestyle is. The only thing I can say is start early, invest as much as you can, talk to an advisor, have that advisor help you prioritize whether it makes sense to, if you've got student debt, whether to prioritize paying off that debt, whether to build an emergency fund, whether to fund your 401k plan. Have that conversation, start early, take advantage of the match, and go from there. An IRA is an individual retirement account. So that's an account that is not tied to the organization you work for, but it can be set up by any individual through a bank, through a financial institution, a brokerage house. 401ks, on the other hand, are sponsored by your employer. They often have a match and have much higher contribution limits associated with them. Talk to an advisor. I think you hear often a rule of thumb is take advantage of your 401k plan to the extent that you're at least getting the maximum matching contribution from your employer, and then perhaps you could look at outside options like an IRA or continue to fund your 401k over and above what that matching contribution is. Talk to an advisor on what your withdrawal strategy is, because each one of those retirement plans that you might have may have different restrictions, may have different types of withdrawals that you can make, different timing associated with it. You could have a 401k plan, you could have an IRA, you could have life insurance. So depending on whatever that account is or what that investment fund is, talk to your advisor on best how to structure that annuity stream going forward. Most 401k plans do offer the ability to take a loan from that account, and then most plans also give you the opportunity to take what's called a hardship withdrawal. Some plans don't offer those things, but the vast majority do. The hardship withdrawal, on the other hand, is limited to certain purposes, one of those being to pay for education expenses that you're expected to incur in the next 12 months. The key to remember with a hardship is that you are taking the money out of the plan permanently. So the loan you're paying back, the hardship you're taking the money out, you will be taxed on it. And if you're under age 59 and a half, chances are you will be subject to a 10% penalty as well. So make sure you're talking to that advisor again to figure out what's best for your situation. Some countries, particularly in Europe, still have very generous social schemes. But the shift from a private industry perspective has been to move towards defined contribution plans similar to 401k plans. And the reason for that is pretty simple, because people are living longer. And to provide that check to an employee for 5 years, which was the case maybe 50, 60 years ago when people retired at 65 and then passed away at 70, that 5-year payment stream is a little bit easier to manage than now when people are retiring earlier, maybe at 60 or 62, and then living until 75, 80, 90 years old. So that payment stream has become unsustainable for such a long period of time. So you're seeing a shift towards the defined contribution plans where a company says, rather than giving you that money on the back end in the form of an annuity stream, we're going to help you on the front end by giving you a matching contribution and helping you build that nest egg on the front end. And then you decide how you want to withdraw that money when you reach retirement. So the retirement landscape is always changing, but the way the system is geared now, it makes sense to try to take advantage to the fullest extent that you can of that system and to contribute as much as possible within the current constraints of 401k plans.